Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. I know I'm super late to the party, but this is a quick unboxing of the Winter Florals by Scribbles on My Heart. Bridget has just outdone herself, and then looking at the January release already, it's just absolutely beautiful. So you've got this kind of word fetty on an old typed thing and some Polaroids, and then some lovely watercolor florals with sentiments in beautiful hand-lettered style. It's just, I love it very much. And then you've got the loose one so that you can kind of create your own bouquet. Love the colors, love the greenery, all of it. So I'm gonna use it in a bit of an unconventional way, not exactly the traditional Biblejournaling printables way, but still using it. We don't have winter necessarily when it's Christmas here in South Africa, so that's one of the things. That's another thing in South Africa is called a hardy daw. They are just everywhere. So lovely reds, beautiful, beautiful pieces. All right, so I am fairly up to date with Project Life, and this would be for my Christmas spread. I'm using some white card or Technique cardstock, so it can handle some mediums better and not warp as fast. So I did just spritz it down with some water to kind of get the paper a bit moist. And then I'm using some gelatos. I'm using a blood orange and an olive green, and I think it's the Comet of the iridescent range. And I'm kind of just going to create a bit of a background for my florals. Again, the beautiful part of printables is that you really don't need to be super creative. You can just use a little bit of a background splash and then add the printables and your photos, and there you go, your Christmas spread is done. So literally just doing some random strokes with that olive color and a lot of water, adding some Comet green splatters just to give it a different kind of green to that. And obviously the more water you use with gelatos, the less pigmented the color will be. So lighter colors, more water, darker build up, more pigment, so less water. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it, just kind of wanting the white paper to not be as white. I am then going to go in and grab a different sized brush and then just add those blood orange splatters. The Christmas red and Christmas green are very unique colors, and so wanted to just kind of simulate that in the background. It's not a pure red, it is more like a blood orange red. So there's that. And then obviously scribbling some more because I'm going to repeat the process on the back of this cardstock. I took so many photos. This was the first family Christmas we had in a very long time, because we are usually all over in the country, not just here close by. So we took advantage of that, the fact that most of us were staying home, to have some Christmas time together. So a lot of photos, which means that I've got to cover 2 pages, and I'm using the front and the back because these are going into my Project Life, and I will do a bit of a flip through of that Project Life in the week ahead. Splatters, like I said, they always fix everything. I am kind of just checking if the front and back are sort of similar, and if the back was dry before I flipped it over. I have had some splatters smush before when I've done that. So then getting that fluffy purple brush, which is a Fabric-Style soft brush, and then just doing some different sized splatters with that one. With splatters, the key is lots of moisture, lots of moisture, smaller splatters, less moisture, bigger splatters. Generally, that's the rule. So I am going to be doing some foiling with gel medium. This is a new thing that I've learned, and I am loving using it. So just take a little bit of gel medium, and mine is a bit too thick for this technique, but nonetheless it works, and it's got all kind of glitter and stuff inside from my previous session. And then while it's still wet, so short pieces, and then while it's still very wet, put the foil. This is the not heat transfer foil, it's the like a deco art kind of foil. And then I rub that pretty hard, or burnish it pretty hard against the glue, and it pulls off the foil. So you want to put the dull side against the gel medium and the shiny pretty side facing you when you do this. It's super strange. I have no idea why this technique works, because it's not sticky enough, I think, to pull it off, but it does, and it gives you this like flaky look on your layout with some gold. I'm definitely going to be trying this in my Bible, I think, because before I used to do the Tombow glue with the foil, which was just very different, and this time and it's always sticky and there's always a mess. So yes, so just kind of spacing my key piece of flower here. I'm going to be doing kind of 8 photos on the front and 9 on the back. I can't exactly remember, but in the first one I'm doing my kind of extended family, my dad's brothers and sisters and my cousins, and yeah, so there's that. So I do want a center piece for this one, and very much liking that floral. Now you may know that I print on 160 GSM paper. I don't regularly use clear sticker paper, which the printables then needs to be cut out. And with the fussy cutting, I hate fussy cutting, so don't really do that. But with my brother's scan and cut, I scan the images into the machine and set it with a 1 inch or 1 millimeter margin or border, and then cut it like that. And I will be doing a quick tutorial. I realized when I showed how beautiful these flowers are cut out that a lot of people are struggling with that with their brother scan and cut. So I'll be doing a quick tutorial either on my Insta stories or YouTube channel, just to show you which settings I use for those. I don't want it too kind of OCD spaced out, so I am kind of working with different or variated margins or spaces in between these photos, just to, have it a bit more free. And then I just love how these colors obviously lend themselves to some Christmas themed layouts. With something like this, I've got to tell you that I'm so not a scrapbooker in the sense of, traditional scrapbooking, or actually I should say modern scrapbooking, because traditionally I remember in like 1999 I used to do scrapbooking in the United States, and it was just very different. It was more about the journaling, more about kind of the photos than all the 3D elements and things like that. But I'm very much enjoying Project Life. It is probably the only project that I finished full out ever. And like I said, enjoyed every minute of doing that and capturing those memories and working from my photos out as opposed to from my layout, and then kind of adding photos to match. I can't stand half done projects for scrapbooking. It gets to me. I want the photos. I want to see what it's about and why I did the layout in the first place. So you did see in the beginning I did print some of the Scribbles on My Heart alphabet letters onto the sticker paper, white sticker paper, but ended up taking these Felicity Jane puffy alpha stickers in gold, and it just matched the foiling and matched the layout, and I absolutely love it. And so it says Christmas 2020, adding some little bit of foiling just where I've kind of missed it, just using my finger for this, picking up the gel medium and burnishing the gold foil on it. It doesn't work as well as what it did when I had the big spread open, So I am getting a brush and just seeing if I can get some better results. Also, like I said, my gel medium is very thick, so it kind of crumbles already. So that's probably the biggest problem with this technique here. But nonetheless, we're done with that side. So flipping over to the other side, and this would be my kind of immediate family. So my mother and my father, my sister and her children, and then two of my kids that were willing to have some photos taken. And for this one, because I don't have that big centerpiece necessarily, I wanted to work with kind of the branches and the leaves and the twigs that were included in this printable. Again, mine was fussy cut by my brother Scan and Cut. I've got the SDX 1200. Works beautifully, like a dream. I really, 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 really love mine. People get very funny when I say I fell in love with my brother. And then I realized quickly that I have to explain that little piece of sentiment. You did see on the flip side of this, I also kind of highlighted a few photos just with some different cardstock, and it's not specific photos, it's more of the kind of wanting to balance and bring out some of the colors in the florals and in the sprayed layout, etc., etc. It's actually turned out quite funny that most of us were wearing some sort of blue in this, and I think maybe a blue Christmas would have been a better theme for this, but I think the red and the green work very well with the blue jeans and Christmas. My darling husband taking my daughter for a dance. It's very funny. She doesn't know how to traditionally, we call it soki or long arm. And so she got the opportunity to do that a little bit on the grass there while we were cleaning up afterwards. I do still have this little kind of cluster bouquet of flowers and used that I think in the perfect spot. Didn't feel quite balanced with the two red ones at the top there, but nonetheless happiness. Adding the word family, a puffy sticker from Felicity Jane, and some of the alpha stickers and gold foiling, and calling it a layout. Front and back, and that's all, folks. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.